that just made it a little bit closer to this lap. I've been creeping, man. Three wide into turn one.
Hold on. Sage's definitely playing to your left there. Yeah. Oh! Oh! My
You're gonna
God.
have to push
Let's
out.
go
You're
for
gonna
it.
have to
Let's
push
go
out.
for
They're
it.
gonna be back right corner.
Check the right, Sarv. Right. Up on top. Yes!
Nice. One enemy remaining.
Back right, you saw her!
Back right.
Oh, Jesus! Plus
Four.
I will not die here.
Hold it! Let's go! He's insane!
No
Let's go!
way.
No.
Shot on target. Sarv's there for the save. Bangs it downfield. It's going to get cut off. Going for the catch. Gets bumped here, but doesn't get knocked off course. Picks this one up. Great dribble. What a flick. Just under crossbar. Sarv. Great shot.
Because basically you're not going to be braking. You're just going to drive straight. If you can, just make that as very obvious to your fellow drivers as possible that you're planning on entering the pit lane. And then for pit exit, you must hug that apex to stay on the right side of the white painted line. You will have to slow down more than you think you have to in order to abide by it. For the race, we have a 60-minute race with a 55-minute pit window. And once the pit window opens, you must pit during said pit window. Take at least 1 liter of fuel. Tire changes are optional. Racing room must be given to drivers exiting the pit lane, which is the exact opposite of qualifying. So if you are driving past the pit lane,
hey Scarlett, if
your,
you want, you can turn that light off. I don't need it.
And you see someone exiting the pit lane, you must
yeah, no
avoid
rush.
them room.
I'm just saying I don't need it.
All right.
It's actually kind of blinding on.
For lap one incidents are punished harshly by our stewarding team, so please be aware of the traffic around you and be predictable. Prepare to go side by side through corners on non-hot lap lines and anticipate the accordion effect. So lift or brake early. Not slam on your brakes, but just lift and coast and maintain that safe gap. Leave space and don't go for a gap that does not exist. Like I mentioned during the practice races yesterday, Zolder is a very easy track to go 3 or even 4 wide on the opening straight because it can accommodate you. but it immediately turns into a series of high-speed corners with full fuel loads and cold tires. It's going to equate to an absolute disaster. So please mitigate that risk as much as possible. In the event of an accident, please hold your brakes. If you have lost control of your car, your first instinct should not be, where do I get back on track? Where are the people around me? I'm losing time. It should be, slam your foot on the brakes to regain control of your car as fast as possible. Once you do have control of your car, please rejoin safely, preferably off the racing line and parallel to the track. This track has a lot of runoff and a lot of gravel, so you have plenty of opportunity to afford yourself that space to get back on track safely. Throughout the race, if you are shown a blue flag, you must yield within 1 lap.
13 on Zoom is fine.
That is basically a little less aggressive in the 55-minute pit window scenario. So basically, the consensus has been just to keep it simple. Please yield if you're being shown a blue flag. If you believe that you have more pace than the driver ahead, you have a little bit more time to prove that, so to speak. But
we're looking for
again,
a decent
we're going to continue to honor that
race
blue
tonight.
flag rule, just not as strictly as before with the smaller pit window.
If qualifying from last night is anything, I'll
if you eventually are in a blue flag scenario, you're not allowed to defend the car too aggressively.
Probably top 8.
So please make room to send passing car
Beverly,
and do so predictably. The best way to do so is by lifting on a straight, and that often is the least risky and
or something,
least
some new
time
guy.
loss scenario for
Felker.
both drivers. That's great.
Those guys are all in 29s.
Never slow down at the apex to let a car
I saw a couple of hit 29 flats.
If you do have an incident throughout
and
today's
then
race, and
the rest of the guys are
ticket, please
low 30s.
Your, incident
maybe high 29s.
So
if we can manage to get a magic clamp, get a 29, we should be easily top 5.
Automatically upgraded to penalty tier by our stewarding team, and all lap 1 incidents are automatically reviewed by our stewarding team. So you do not need to submit
top 3 or 4 rows and
for lap 1.
Get away in the first couple of corners. Turns 1, 2, and 3 are pretty wide open, so as long as we don't get
please fill out every portion
ran over there, we should be fine.
Our stewarding team go through
also hoping for whatever the
much more efficiently, and
I'm wondering what the pit lane
volunteering time
or pit windows are. I wonder if it's going to be another 55 minute
after the race,
session.
You'll have a post-race replay review. This is an opportunity to see the good, the bad, and the lessons learned from the races.
D4 and D5 and D1, right?
Respective divisions.
So you'll be racing twos,
no
Joe?
Race review,
good luck.
Please.
Hopefully your
Division 1
race goes
race review 1.
All right, I know you're not
4
really on pace with the D4 crowd, but hopefully some of the
that way it's easiest for our drivers.
Crashing and stuff runs in your favorite. Oh, you're out.
This is not an opportunity to
you guys are just
out or to argue over incidents in the race.
I feel you.
This is a wholesome environment to learn and to share
I think with the way the
said, are there any questions?
Divisions worked out. Yeah,
we got a couple,
exactly.
We got Corey Davis.
The divisions worked out really poorly. I think there's a real like D4 and D3. There's a big distinction.
Hey, for the blue flags, I just wanted
there's
to,
a lot of
to kind of
D4 drivers that should be D5
for those that are being
D5
flagged, to try to do the lifts
have a few guys moved up.
The beginning of a straight rather than
or
the
bottom half of
D4
should all just be D5.
60 previously I've had
the bottom 10, even with,
exactly. There's been issues with drivers getting out of the way.
I'm gonna say like
second,
the top half of
at the
D4
end of a straight and kind of making it a lot
is
more
like a division, and then the
than
bottom half of D4
it should
and like
be
the
for
top of
not
D5
just the car that's trying to
is
pass,
like
but also for the
actual
car that's
D5, and then like the bottom half of our division with D6 is like
so, yeah, it's safe to say that if you're
pretty close
to let someone by, you need to
pace.
leave them enough real estate to get by safely. Do not lift right out of a corner.
It's interesting because looking at the stats from the races to see if there was anyone that needed to move up after weeks 2 and 3 from D5 to D4. A lot of that data shows that some of those guys in D5 are capable of running with D4 or D3. So, I don't know.
Hey guys, I wanted to clarify regarding the pit lane exit. Is it enforced at all times or only when there's other drivers around? Like, do you care if the line is crossed when there's no one around? Okay.
at all times.
Yeah, no
You
chance of a
don't
top
want
10,
drivers
let alone
that
like
are
even
in
a
that
top
risky
15.
situation to think that someone else is getting an advantage.
Like you're like,
when
oh,
they're
I got
not.
to 20th. Like
So
that'd be
then
kind of
they
cool.
take that inherent risk
Or
when they
yeah,
shouldn't
being
be.
able to race with somebody
Makes
else.
sense. Thank you.
It's going to be.
That's the one
enforced
thing that
ahead
I've
of
had
time.
in this
So
division
if you haven't
is
practiced that, you
even
will
if
have
I
to
was
slow
fighting
down
for,
more than
you know, I
think
got
and just
wrecked
hug
at
that
Brand's Hatch. I
corner
even
apex that much
had
tighter so
people
that way
race
you don't
with
get
back
crazy
there.
on that. Thank you, Ivan.
Like that's been the best part is like last
Anyone
season,
else?
you, me, JB, none of us really felt competitive in D4.
Hey.
So
do we mention, because we have these long pit
having
windows,
those,
if sorry, to reiterate the rule regarding
having all that stuff, having someone to
lapping
race
a car
with
that has
and
not
not
pitted while you've
being
already
passed
pitted?
constantly is
Yeah,
nice.
we've gone over this a few times, and there's no real great way to really convey it that makes sense because there's so many different circumstances at play. But the consensus that I'm going to lay out here to avoid just any confusion is that blue flag cars need to yield. They don't.
Basically,
need to
my goal
yield
tonight is
but they need to yield. So if you're being
maybe that's where I wasn't up there.
just as a holistic perspective, if you are being
yeah, exactly.
pressured
Like
by a
season
car
4,
behind
I think
you, that's blue flagging you.
if they took
And
Division
there
4
is a
from
pace
that season,
difference, and you're holding them
and you
up,
take
you're expected to
Passage,
yield.
Lucas,
And that
and
should be
Durbin
part
out,
of your
and they
strategy.
figure out what the average
Basically,
time
if you're going to be
between
staying out later,
the rest of us
chances are
was
that,
in all those races,
you know, you're going to have some
that's
blue
the kind of
flags
spread you
scenario,
want
so,
for these lower
that's the
divisions.
consensus.
D1 and
It's
D2,
really hard
they're
to
always just
really
going to be really fast guys, but D3 on,
one-size-fits-all
you have to kind of
thing for the different types of
you have to
situations, but
branch them out a little bit better.
Okay.
please be courteous to your fellow drivers. At the end of the day, if you're being blue
But like,
flagged
yeah,
by somebody,
and you were in the
you are
Nissan.
most
Like, I think
certainly
if
not
you
racing
weren't
them.
in the
So
Nissan,
it is in your both drivers' best interest to get by.
yeah, yeah. I mean, with the fast guys, though, like your top
Right, and
tens,
there's no like special
he
rule
could have
for when
easily
you've
been
pit
top
and the other
fives,
person
and
has
you were
to
in the
not pit,
Nissan,
right? 'Cause it's not
which
a
is
blue
an
flag.
underpowered car.
Correct.
So, like, if you had
Like
been in a like a Honda or the McLaren that
Just keep it
season,
simple,
I think you easily
everybody.
would have been a
Just
top
if you're being
5
blue
contender
flagged,
every week,
the expectation, like in
just
normal
because you
racing,
drove
is
consistent
that you
races,
yield.
except for
We're
when
not
you
gonna
got wrecked.
force the one
You know,
lap rule
that's kind of
because
shit that we
we're
can't
gonna
help.
give you a
Or
little bit more
you know,
time
you
to
hit a
really
curb at Monza
establish the
too
fact
hard
that
and
you
you
may be
spin
faster
yourself
than them.
out. Like
But if
that
that's
did
not
that
the case, again, you're expected to yield
a few
within
times.
a
Not
reasonable
I don't
amount
know
of time.
if I
you are
did it the
parking
last
bus
that
and
season or
it's
not, but
quite obvious, there will be
yeah,
ramifications
that
for
season I
for
think
not
is
only your
the
current race
highlight
because you
of
are hindering your own pace by
SRA
trying
so
to
far
defend
for
too
me.
much,
Season
but
3 was
also
nice,
you might have your wrists
ease
slapped because
into
you
it,
are
and
not
then
abiding
season
by blue flag
4
rules. So
was
it's just
here.
easiest
Season
and
5
best to
was
just
like
simply
so far
give
the
up the
lowest.
position, so that way there's
Season
no
6 shaping up to
question
be pretty
about the
good
integrity of the blue
compared to
flag
season
scenario.
4, but I think season 4 is still better.
All right, anybody else?
Yeah, we got Stephen Brule. Come on up.
This season perfect race means bottom. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I got 2 quick questions. So, I just wanted to,
Yep.
double check that I listened correctly. On pit exit, you have to
For-
just hug the right side as far as you can, right?
Correct. Yeah, you'll see the
100%
painted line.
Yeah, for
and
this
a lot of
this
times just
division
drive
this
straight
season,
out to the outside.
if I get a
Oh, gotcha.
perfect
edge of the
qualifying and a
track, it
perfect
actually kinda curls with the
race,
corner. So you're
Yeah.
gonna have
I'm
to
probably going to be
hold that
top 3
inside
every
line.
week
And that is the
because a lot of these
early
guys are
apex for
inconsistent
drivers
in
that are coming into track.
qualifying
So,
or
that's why we
you
want
know,
to make sure that
the
drivers
race
are
itself.
expecting drivers to follow that.
But I
pit
mean, I've
lane
had
exit
bad
because
qualifying, so didn't
there will be
qualify. I got wrecked last week.
coming together if someone is not
So far, I don't think I've had a perfect race, and I've still
And then
managed decent
that
finishes.
leads into my second question. As far as leaving space for the person leaving the pit,
we'll see if tonight can turn
does
it
that
around.
just kind of mean
Then
that
we've
you
got,
have to
Old
take
Tin
a
and
wide
Bathurst. Next 2 weeks,
turn
those are gonna
there
be tough.
then for this specific track? Because like you don't have to let them out
I'll
first.
expect to
if
top
you're-
15 at best in those.
If they're
If I
gonna
get
stay on the inside, you can go on the
10th
outside
or best in
safely,
those, I'll be happy.
assuming they don't screw up and drive into you. Okay.
That's correct. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because we really haven't had a lot of tracks where we actually have to do anything special for people coming out of the pits. Like it's mostly just they go in their own line and then.
Rules
Okay.
a little
Similar
low
to
for me.
Barcelona, where you're going to have someone leaving the pit lane with the
Oh,
inside
that's
of
why.
the apex, and
Okay.
if both drivers
There
are
we go.
stubborn,
It's a little bit better.
neither driver gets a good line into the apex, and then you guys come together.
Okay.
So it's going to definitely be a negotiation between each of you
Perfect.
to determine
Division
the
5.
wide
Here we
line
go.
of their inside line and where that meets.
Let's move my cup over here for a second.
Yeah, if both drivers are too
We'll put our
aggressive,
password
it's
in and
gonna
we'll
cause
move
a
our drink
problem
back
because
up.
there's not enough room for 2 people to go through there. But thank
But
you
yeah,
for
I
your
really hope
clarification.
if they fix it
Alright,
so you and Jan come back next season, the 3 of us are at least in the same division.
Got some words for us?
Qualified
Yeah,
8th, 4th in
more of
division.
just a comment,
Race 2 got waited, didn't
about
qualify,
pit
started last
entry
to
because
finish
it's
10th.
on the racing line. and
Yeah,
if you
that's
break
it. I
about
saw the
75
qualifying
meters
before I
after
did
the
the
normal
practice
spots, so
rate.
make sure
So
if you're pitting, there's a driver in front that you are not assuming
yeah,
they're going in the pit too. You don't absolutely destroy someone.
yeah. My thought too
You need to
is
exhibit extreme caution when going
is
into the pit
knowing
lane,
when
'cause
to
like Matt
qualify and
is
when it's
hinting at,
okay
if you're
not
not
to.
anticipate
Like
slowing down
last week at
because
Imola
you're going to
in
be
the
driving
wet,
straight on through the pits and someone else is braking,
my
is your
thought there
fault if
was
you collide with them when
I'm
they're
gonna
taking a
start
normal
because
turn
my
as you come
time
into the
is so
pits.
bad. I'm gonna start
And to make everyone
plus
aware of that,
20th.
the pits are going to be open
So
for
I'm gonna have
55 minutes. So that means
a
at
bunch of
any
cars in
point, no
front of me
disrespect, the
already
car in front of
braking
you
and a
may
bunch of
elect
cars
to pit.
behind me trying to
So
brake,
you need to be aware of that at all times.
and there's a good
Thank you,
chance
Matt.
that I'm gonna get involved in the mess, which is what happened to Aoki.
Lorenzo.
So that one, like
you up
starting
here.
in the back, was perfect. But most of the time, if I think I can start in the top
Yes, just a
10,
quick question about unlapping. Are
I
there
think
any rules for
I'll
unlapping,
try
or
to
just my
qualify.
pace versus the guy in front and I pass? I will be blue flagged, but if my pace is faster, then that's okay, right? I mean, unlapping is not something
I
that I
feel
need
like
to do something
Lorenzo
special,
should know
right?
this. He's been in this
There
league at
is
least
only
since
one
season 3.
caveat to unlapping yourself. You are allowed to do so, but if you cannot build a sustainable gap more than 1 second, you're going to be continually blue flagged. And again, if you're being blue flagged for that extended period of time, the expectation is that you yield.
Oh,
So
it's just
if you go for the
dry,
unlapping and you think you
decent
can hold that
weather all
pace,
time.
great.
See, that's nice
If
for
not, and
rookies,
then
which makes
you
sense. You want
unlap yourself and subsequently
I want to
are being blue
say
flagged for
Sim Racing
several
604,
instances in a
which
row,
is like NASR's now.
you will have to yield again.
North
So,
American Sim Racers, I
if
think
you're
is what
gonna
they're
make that
called.
move, you got to make it stick.
That's what they did.
Okay.
Like their rookies division didn't have any weather, and then they had chances of weather on the other
Chris,
guys.
I apologize if I butcher your last name here. Chris Stefiak.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, come on up.
And it's good because you want the newer guys to get experience
I just wanted to
without
follow up on what Steven was saying about exiting the pits.
without too many issues.
It's very easy for the driver exiting the pits
Like
to
driving
lose
in
it
fun.
because there are some big bumps just as
Oh,
you hit
for
your
sure.
braking zone. So be very careful of those.
Yeah, the last
Yeah,
thing
like-
you want is someone stumbling out of the pit lane.
Being a rookie doesn't mean
Right
it's
into
like
the
your
racing
first
line.
week or
So,
you know you're new into the
yeah,
sim.
be cautious
Sims
and
stuff
take it a
is
little bit easy. It's
a whole.
very
It's
easy to just get a little bit.
I would say
too
more like you
anxious
got
to
like
get
your
out of the pits and back into the race,
bronze,
and cause
silver,
yourself some grief.
gold drivers. So like
Same for entering the
you're
pits. I've
more
seen
of
some drivers try to
you're not like a
overtake,
Jordan
I'll
Taylor
say, with
who's like a
quotation
platinum
marks
or gold
on the
driver.
left side
You're more like
because they're
Ben
braking way
Keating,
later
who's
to
like a
hit the pit
bronze,
lane,
silver
and that
driver.
usually ends in disaster. So
You're good.
Be very careful with that too.
But there's a lot of like stuff you can learn.
If you couldn't tell, people are worried about the pit lanes today, so let's just be extra cautious and make sure that we're being
Same.
mutually beneficial.
Like
for everybody on track.
I don't ever
Thank you,
expect to be up there with the D1
I
drivers.
got one more. My beautiful teammate Ben, I apologize if I butcher your last name, but I do believe it's Roberts.
Yeah.
That should be pretty straightforward.
Ben Roberts. But yeah, that's definitely my thought too. I'd rather be safe and slow than fast and reckless.
Several times during practice, I have had off tracks pop and my lap invalidated due to something. I don't know what happens. It's almost like if I touch my brake, like it may trigger that. I don't know.
In
if
practice?
anybody. Yeah, in practice.
Yeah, practice. If you're coming out of the pit lane, it's going to invalidate your lap because you're crossing. That
I mean,
part
there's
of the
been
track
times
on,
in races where like I could have made a pass, but I felt it was
during
more
the race, it shouldn't do anything for you.
risky,
No concern there.
and I didn't want to
And
wreck
I think it's
myself for the
pronounced
other
Robert.
driver to get the
Robert.
position. So I just kind of,
Of course, I
you
should
know,
have known.
filled
I've
out,
only been with him for half a
bowed
season.
out of the
Robert's.
position,
Okay,
and then
so
never claimed it.
I'm going to jump into the penalties being served this evening.
Let's go
And
penalties.
then I will give out the server password.
So
for
Rufus should be
tonight's
the only one for
underway.
us. I think it's
So
just good.
for D1, driver 317, that's 317. has a
No.
pit lane start
No,
and a
it worked
30-second
fine
time in the
before,
pits.
but there's so
driver
many different
317
drivers at different
do not qualify because you're starting in the pit
like
lane.
skill
And when
levels
the
that it
race starts,
doesn't seem that
you will be
plausible
starting
now.
at the pit lane, and then subsequently, once everyone gets going,
I
you'll
like
be
kind of
allowed to
having
leave. And
the
then
week off.
additionally,
Just
during
have
your pit stop
some
today, you have to
each
serve an
night
additional
have
30 seconds while you're
20
stopping
30
to
minute
refuel
races
fuel.
with like a 10-minute
For
qualifier
D4,
and be like you
drivers
have to make
159 has a pit lane
4
start. It's
races or 5 races
159 is a
over
pit lane start,
the
so
course of the week
do not
and have
qualify.
say
305
3 a night.
has
So
a
you have
30-second
15. You have
penalty
to
miss.
make a
So
third
driver
of them or
305,
something like that.
please
And then
qualify
base them on
instead
that.
of time. And then once you serve your
85th on the hot stint searcher.
your pit stop, you will
That's
have an additional 30
crazy.
seconds when you're parked there. For D5, driver 280
85th.
280 has a pit lane start, so do not qualify and do not click drive. You will start in the pit lane.
Yeah, my
and then
time
you will
was
pull out
really
once
far
the
down
rest
there. I
of
was
the
in
grid
like the
gets going.
hundreds.
All right, are there any questions?
Yeah, we got one more actually.
Interesting.
From Mark Recton, so come on up.
And your time and my time weren't that far off. So like
Hey,
I feel like we should have been in the
I
same
served that pit lane start last race at Imola,
race or two prior.
and I
Yeah,
don't recall
exactly.
getting a penalty this week.
We are checking. Duran can check that out.
Doug's.
No, just don't worry about it. Somebody fucking recorded. Never mind. It was recorded wrong.
Gotcha.
With the colorful language, he's saying you're good to go.
All right, thank
I
you.
love it. Somebody
Enjoy your
fucking
race.
screwed up. I love it.
All right, so without further ado,
Zolder.
I try to get creative with the password for tonight. So the password is being posted in the GT3 announcements. This is a name of one of the corners on the track. It is Butte, B-U-T-T-E, all lowercase. B-U-T-T-E. Go ahead and join.
Oh, that's
and then
the
if you are good to go,
stepchild.
feel free to leave the driver's briefing.
She's
so I know that
she's
you are
off in the
good and
room,
you've
but I will
joined
tell her
our
everyone said hi.
relevant server.
All right.
Dan,
Yeah.
what's up, my man?
What are you watching?
You are muted.
Sorry,
Okay.
I served last week. There's nothing in the penalty list that says I'm serving one this week.
Okay, well, then you're good too.
No. That one is because is Jason? No, Jason's not in here. Blame it on Jason Allen.
So he doesn't have to serve a penalty?
No, because you're at 6 penalty points if I'm not mistaken, right?
I can check. I served one last week for 6.
You served one last week for 6.
I believe so.
Or are you at 4?
Do you get a pit lane at 4?
Yeah, 1 at 4 and 1 at 6.
All right, then it's possible I'm at 6. I'll check it. But thank you. It's just not on the penalty list like that.
Yeah, because I wasn't the one who did it this week.
No worries. I'm not upset by it. I just didn't know until now. So.
No, thanks for
Thank
pointing
you.
it out, though.
No,
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
Appreciate
Yeah.
Your demeanor.
Perfectly fine. I agree with the rules. Thank you. Good luck, everyone.
Mr. Craig.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. I can't get the server to pop up.
Hit the old refresh
I mean, the
button.
main reason I
Make sure
said
you have all at
him
the
up
top
first
selected.
because you guys let the people.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that would help, wouldn't it?
And
That
that's
does, yeah.
that's the reason why.
Ooh, let's
like,
not be in the Audi though, because then it would.
After last season, how
that would be
how
an absolute hoot.
not fun it was for me.
Practice for hours.
I
and
signed
never
up again
cars
this
actually
season
show
because
up.
I was like, you know,
It literally wouldn't let you.
my buddies are racing in it, and
Okay, we're good.
there's not really a better place to
All right,
race.
good luck.
Thank you.
And there we go. So I'm hoping wherever we might be, if the SRA stuff stays decent and everyone is happy about how they do qualifying for next season, we jump back into racing here, or if there's another league that you guys are running that also works with my schedule, I'd be glad to hop over and race with y'all some more. Because I got this, and I got my Pokemon team that we're getting ready for another tournament here next weekend on the 25th. So we've got balancing between that and this. I need to put a little more time into this. I've been putting a lot of effort into the other. But I feel like I've done pretty well on, an hour and a half practice every week. If I can put a an hour or two on days that I'm off, and then maybe one night that I'm working like a morning shift, get home, put an hour in before dinner or something like that. 30-minute warm-up before the race, you know, get double what I'm doing. We could definitely improve our times a bit. 6:37 Yates. I still don't understand how Santer is silver. Like, Santer's my pace, but he's silver. 696 is Houlihan, and 996 is Swift. I think we'll watch Yates. And a Honda, of course. So out of the silvers, let's see. Santer, Yates, probably top 10 contenders. Swift might be pretty good for their group. Felker, who's only got like one race so far, or he's new this week, I can't remember. No, he raced last week, so this is his second race. He'll be top 5 overall, but like a top 3 in his division. Schultz. That's pretty much it. So Felker and Yates and Santer, I think those are the only guys that really have a shot at top 5 qualifying. Yeah, this is a fun track. This was my first track in SRA, so definitely fun learning it. Alright, I'm gonna run to the restroom and turn the webcam off for a minute. do some moose hunting. Sweet. I'll have fun hunting the moose. I hope that is fun. 29. Okay. So that's at 30.2. So right now, Felker is not doing so hot. So my PB is like a 30.1, which would put me second right now by a 10th, so not a pretty time just yet, but there you go. Swift put in a 30.1. So we got 2, 3, let's say 4 guys here that are probably faster. I can probably get 5th here. Then you've got Daniels, Roberts, Shabadoo, so that's 3 more, Trembling 4, and then Beverly, and probably Chunk, so we're looking probably, we should still be a top 10 by the end of it here. It's going to be a little tricky, but we can do it. Qualifying. Alright, so far, like the 3rd in line here. Stick out Brule and Chunk here. I'll wait for Chunk to head out. Oh, we got 3 guys here in front of us.
Slow car ahead.
Then we got one of the Lexus behind Daniels there's. Not bad through the chicane on the first lap there. I think nailing the second chicane is probably more important. Oh, we fucked that up. It's fine, it gives us a nice place to improve. I need about a second. There's a 3/10 right there. I hit that right curb a little too much, so we're gonna lose a 10th there. There we go. I think I might keep it in 4th there. See what we get. Losing a little bit there on the end, but hey, P5. Course Trimling is going to be the first. I figured he'd be the points leader or the pole sitter tonight. Gaining a lot of time back. That lamp is chalk, so we don't care about it at this point. Byron's behind me currently, so that's good to know. Shabadoo's behind me. Chunk's behind me. Ah, a little too much.
Miami, Sector 3.
Right there on the edge.
Box, we have to repair the car.
Man. I mean, I was holding my brakes there. There's literally nothing I can do with that. 25.5, 25.6, 26.3, 26.4. Okay, they're a little bit lower. Who was that behind me? That was Daniels behind me. P11. Yeah, 29, or 28.9. Also, basically a 29 flat. And then the next one back is a 20, 29.5, so half a second between the top two and the rest. Rigatoni with a good lap. So what, 29.8? Also 20, yeah, see if I got into 29s, I would easily picked up like 3 positions. Guys I'm racing for points tonight are Byron, Rigatoni, and Beverly. Anyone else in front of me is far enough back that I don't really care. Yeah. I still feel like an idiot, man. I hit him square on the side of his car. I don't think he was gaining any time there, but, you know, it still kind of blows. Alright, P11. Aoki's 19th. Shabadoo, Daniels, Chunk. Those guys will be coming from the back. Who else is further back here that might be... Rufus is going to be a threat coming from the back. We're on the right left-hand side, so that means we're going to be on the outside for turns 2 and 3. Is that Gitesh? No, that's Santer, his teammate. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get clear of either Santer in front of me or Gitesh behind me. One of the 2 Ferraris. I need to get to the right-hand side, I think, for the double rates. Because I do not want to go too wide, and I don't know, too wide into the chicane is going to be a terrible fucking time. That's what's going to be sketchy as hell. Ansman Chen. I think will be, let's see, since she's sitting back there behind. Pan this one to the thing. It doesn't really matter, you're not gonna, she's still gonna be in the screen. Oh well, I was trying to keep the kid down to the back. When we're sitting back here, we'll be fine. Damn. If I had stayed 10th though, I I would have been on the inside for turns 2 and 3, which means I should have been. I would be able to get like a gap and get in between some people. Ah, man, I wish I hadn't fucked up those like last 2 laps because I'd be right there. All right, load, race 1, 102. No,
30 seconds.
we're gonna do 105 liters. It says I need 100, so 100 and. It said I needed 100, so 105 plus the 1 is going to give us 106. So it should give us like 2 extra laps. Let's hope that that's correct. Let's also hope that we make it through lap 1, because we got Itesh Welsh and some I think is one that I had issues running around last week in the rain, which, I mean, that could just be a factor of the rain, but not a driver I know very well, so always got to be cautious around drivers you don't know. Gitesh and Santer have some mixed results with me too. And then Welsh, I think, ran into me recently too. Or wrecked trying to pass me crazily or something, I don't remember. That's unnecessary. What's up, neighbor? I'm trying to heat him up. I don't want him too hot though, because this track. Oh no, it's 27. 27 is not terrible. I do believe I got my pressure set really good for this week. Ooh. Haha, ain't no way. We're good, we're good. Steer. We're gonna kind of hold the back end of our box. Yep, hit a rough patch there. Well, I was gonna try to stay at the back of my box, but.
Green light. Go, go, go. Car on the right.
Oh, fuck.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
My indicators weren't showing for a second there. I'm just gonna try to get back in line here. Alright, so we're already dropping positions, but we'll see what the chicane gives us here.
Car on the left. Got some light damage in the front. Clear on the left.
I don't know what the fuck that was. Just shit show already. I said car on the left as he was fucking hitting me. Alright, that's fine, whatever. Only 32 drivers tonight, so... Small crowd.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Sandra got pushed off pretty early too, it looks like.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Main window is opening. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I gotta make as much time as I can now. Because I'm possibly gonna get a penalty for that first turn incident there. Even though I think he turned in on me, we'll have to launch it back. Because I felt like I was pretty far to the inside. Maybe I bumped a little bit out. Alright, 10 seconds of damage. Let's go ahead and pit this damage and just focus on some clean laps here. I figured this track was gonna be a little bit of a pain. I don't know what happened to Santer on the first corner, like the start, but he was way off pace, and then a couple other guys had some accidents, which didn't really help us out. We'll come out in some open air, so we don't have to worry about cars for a while.
Mandatory stop is not clear. Come on, go, go, go.
Alright, 55 minutes. Sitting 26th. against Santer. The 10th and 11th are already back in the mid-20s. You guys are talking about Tarkov. I love it. Oh man, Ren got in the wreck too early. Fuck me. Man, we had 50 points on the team championship, and now we're just kind of throwing them. Good thing is we're running mid-30s race pace. If y'all didn't see that, go flip that back in the mod. Holy shit. I saw him hitting the wall too, and I knew that from qualifying that he was bouncing back out. I just puckered and prayed that I could get to the grass in time. I think Santa got caught by it though. There's a big pile up there. Yep, Sector 2, that's where that happened at. Now I gotta hope that some of the points contenders tonight are also being dealt some cards. I think I'm about 40 points out of the points lead, plus the 50-point lead in the team title right now, so I just gotta hope the team championship stays well, and we don't lose too much on the guys in the Drivers' Cup. Look at Tremley's just walking away from these guys. Got Yates and Beverly. My teammate's behind me, 33rd. So he's going to lose a lot of points. We can just continue running 30.8s though, I think we'll be fine. And I see that Gilchrist and Loom were like 30 something seconds out and they're only 20 now. So we'll probably pass both of these guys before they pit. If Trimling gets up to us, we're not going to worry about him. We're just going to let him by at the nearest safe point. We're not racing him tonight.
There's a car exiting pit lane.
Got another one. Trimling's not really gaining on his 6.4. Thanks, Blasian. I'll see you in about an hour for practice, bud. Ooh, too much curb, too much curb. Yeah, Trimling gained a little bit of time on us there. If we can keep him about 6 seconds until he pits, that'd be great. Bless you. Welsh is pitting, so there's another position already, and we're still getting on Luke. Another 2 seconds. Alright, we're still getting on the 2 guys in front of us. Much better. Trimling just passed Chunk, still 6 seconds back. Lift because we don't want to get too much. That's the section that killed us in practice, so we don't want to fuck that up. Our qualifying. Low 31s, I think will be good. Yeah, we're still gaining. Yeah, I figured. Okay, no car in the dirt. They're on the corner, so that's good. he's doing 34s, then we're doing 31s. I really don't want to be behind Noah in this section because this is where he's already wrecked once. And Trembling's catching us, so we're just going to have to let him by when he gets there.
Car on the right.
Thanks,
Clear on the
Noah.
right.
Probably not the best place, but it wasn't a bad place to pull over. I'm not to remember that. There's plenty of room there. Man, we're running 31.5s to like 30.8s. On, you know, still 76 liters of fuel. So once we burn it down some more, we'll have plenty of speed still in the car. Tramline's going to stay out as long as he can too, so we're just going to have to try to let him by, not lose a bunch of time, and just continue focusing on the guys in front of us that we can fight.
Warning for exceeding track limits.
Again? I thought that one was a little bit better. Alright, well we only can do that one more time, so
Yellow flag in sector 2.
let's tighten that second chicane up a little bit. Lunga's off. Means we'll get Lunga and Gilchrist here shortly. We also have Trembling catching us. The good thing is Beverly and the rest of those guys are not. Beverly and Felker. Yeah, I figured those would be second and third place. I seriously thought I'd turn all notifications off, but I guess not.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out.
Alright, so we're 19th.
Slow car ahead.
There's a lot of people still left to pit, so. I think we still have a good shot of a top 10 here.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Lillian's pitting, so there's another position. I really want to look at what happened on lap 1, turn 1, and then after the chicane, because I thought Stephanie was going to give me a little bit more room in the chicane, but then I mounted it, and then getting ran off. It's kind of annoying. The way that blue glows in certain parts of the light looks like he's got underglow on that Aston. The next 3 cars are not for position. Thanks, Jerry.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. There's a car leaving the pit lane. Watch out.
Schultz, okay. Chunk's teammate, so now I'm stuck between Chunk and his teammate. In position. Try to see if I can make a pass in the first sector here, where it's a little more open.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Oh, I'm taking a penalty there. But I can't fucking help that. I get he's trying to slow down for the car, but you can't just fucking park. Just go around him.
Faster cars approaching. Watch out. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
And she had gotten down out of the damn way during the straightaway.
We're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
Like right here, she had enough time that she could have just let off and got out of the way. But she didn't. On the GB3 by here.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Now I just gotta hope I get as many positions as I can, because I'm gonna give some back.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
I don't even know what number Schultz is. Daniels is behind me. Oh. We can get Meyer. That's not a problem. We can definitely get him.
Faster car approaching. Watch out.
Now that I've already yielded to the leader, I can just go. And I'll get the time back on Dan here.
Gaining on the car ahead is up to 3. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Dan, just let me have the position? Okay. I mean, I'll take it, but I'd rather not. Like, I'm not losing a whole lot of time to Falcon out of these fast space, so my pace is pretty good.
There's a slow car ahead.
Alright, where's the next car for position at? Can we even get to a top 10 before the penalty? I don't know how many guys are left to pit. Beverly and Tremling for sure. Byron in third is still pitting, or still has to pit. Dan's got that Mercedes hooked up pretty nicely back there. Chunk's still close. Daniels is still close. Swift, here we go. So, there's a position. Myers slid out. Need to get a couple of these lap traffic guys past here, and then those leaders to pit, and then I might be able to see who I'm actually racing. 10, 11, 12, or 11, 12, 13 are right there behind me. 10 seconds back. I'm probably gonna get a... I'm gonna say a 20-second penalty, so I'm gonna lose at least those 3 positions, if I have to guess. Because I hit him and then I spun him on the second time I hit him. But maybe they'll give me a little mercy because I didn't have anywhere to go. All I'm doing is following his brakes. I can't see if Stephanie hit any of those curbs and checked up. Like if she hit the curbs and checked up, and he checked up, he didn't hit the brakes again. So. No idea. I think... he just got around all of them. Okay. So we got guys way up there in the top corner, like 680, 860, and those guys are probably the next ones I'm racing. Again. Now at this point, just put me in D6. Hey, we didn't get anybody moved up. From D6 to D5, but yet all of a sudden I went from the first couple races being top 5 contender to barely being a top 5. It's like they sandbag for 2 races, so they don't get bumped up a division, and then they put in the hours and start sweating. For Beverly should have been moved up. He was definitely on the list. Doug and I thought, maybe he's not actually ready for it. But he's outrunning D3 drivers in practice for me today. He'll probably be D3 next season. So I kind of hope he wins. If I don't win the title, I hope Beverly does. Because he won't win one next season. Too many sweaty dudes up there. Daniels and Chunk. $838, no idea who that is.
Yellow flag, be careful. Yellow flag in sector 2. Yellow flag ahead, watch out.
Noah again. Damn, he is not having a race. Which I can't think of a race that Noah's really done well. I feel like he's just new to the sim racing. He's still trying to figure it all out. Or he just likes racing in the Honda and causing himself torture. That's not an easy car. It's probably one of the 2 hardest GT3 cars. Rigatoni.
There's a car leaving the pit lane, watch out.
So we got Beverly Tremling, Felker. If Magenheimer's racing, I think he's up there in the top 5. Honestly, can't think of the other ones that are up there.
Yellow flag ahead, watch out in front. There's a slow car up ahead.
Houlihan.
Yellow flag, be careful.
Beverly's probably sweating bullets right now. He's dodged 2 cars and 2 corners there. Tremling's in. Oh, that's not Beverly in front of me, that's Roberts. I'm sure Beverly had to dodge those guys as well. Because he is not that far ahead. Oh, I know he's 15 seconds. He might have actually. What am I thinking? not really worried about position, and we're worried about time. Chunk is like 15 seconds back right now, so. We need to try to gap these guys by at least 10 seconds behind us. 15 would be great. I'm expecting at least one penalty. And that's for hitting Schultz.
Gaining on the car ahead in sector 1.
Kitesh, Velker. Kitesh is 32. Oh, he's way up there. Chen, Felker, Gitesh, Yates. We're not really losing these guys behind us at all. Shabadoo. Ten seconds to Shabadoo, huh? I gotta get probably about 2 seconds a lap to catch him at this point. Beverly's waiting for like the last possible minute to pit.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Good, not our problem. Beverly's in pinning. No, I'm coming. Yeah, we're top 10 for now. The guy that I hit and spun out is probably going to cost us about 20 seconds. So I'm expecting to be about P12, P13. Because we got 12th is 8 seconds back, and then I think Chunk in 13th is like just about 20th, or 20 seconds. So we're going to make a nice recovery. We're still going to be better than our 15th last week, I think. It's just now the only chance that we have of getting the Drivers' Champion is for the guys that are beating us tonight. Beverly, Tremling, Yates, Shabadoo, Magenheimer if he's racing, I can't remember. Byron, those guys need to all have another finish, like sub 20. Ace and Shabadoo are neck and neck there. They're 9 and 10 seconds ahead of us. If they start battling and they wreck each other, that'll give us some positions too. Santer, man, he started 10th right in front of me. I don't think he went at the start. He just got destroyed. The Rigatoni's catching us too. Next week's gonna suck because it's Olsen Park. I kind of hope if I get enough penalties, that I get enough that I can. I just have to start from the pits. I don't have to worry about qualifying at that stupid track. Track is about as much fun as jumping off a bridge with no water. Actually makes this track look wide. Yeah, Rigatoni's gonna pass this. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. We got 2 more laps.
The window is now closed.
We can try and hold them off. But then that also brings Daniels closer. He's running mid 30. Oh, we're running 31s. So we're running in similar times right now. I can't believe I fucked up the start though. Took myself out in turn 1. Lost a little time on me there. I'll just give it back right there though. Yeah, see Santer, even though he's a lap down or 2 laps down, he's not running bad times. He's had that unfortunate start. Really fucked him up. Alright, so this should be our last lap, right? he's just starting. So we got this one and one more. I'm not sure how this is going to work because Daniels is a lap down, so does that mean even though I lose time, does that mean that I can only lose one position since he's a lap down to the leader and I'm not? I don't know how the time penalty will work, but if that's the case, losing this position to Rigatoni isn't going to be that bad. Because he's 8 seconds back, but he doesn't get to finish another lap. I guess we'll look at the finish, I guess. Yeah, I knew Tremolay was gonna win. That dude's a monster. His first race he just got wrecked out of, or second race he got wrecked out of. Otherwise I think he'd be the points leader. We got 2 laps of fuel, so we did the fuel right. Tire pressures are a little low because the temperatures went from 27 to 23. But come on, boys, keep chugging. As much as I want to go in and chat in the race review, I don't really have time. We've got 5 minutes till Unite practice, so
Car on the right. Alright, check it flag. Good job. You did the best you could. I'll bring the car back.
yeah, Daniels is +1 lap, so I don't know exactly how that's gonna go. Let's look at the timetables. Does it say like? It doesn't give like how far, like what his overall time was. Because the time penalty, they might jump me a lot, but I don't know. Wow, my car control went from 90 to 86, but this went from 98 or 88 to 96. So our consistency was great. We were clicking off good laps the whole night. It was after being involved in a bunch of bullshit at the beginning. But it's all good. I'm not sure what the rest of the season's gonna look like. There's a lot of movers and shakers. You know what? Void's still streaming, so we're gonna send it over to Void, and then we're gonna head over to team team chat, get ready for some practice. Appreciate everybody that stops by every time and hangs out. You guys make it a little bit more worth streaming while I'm having a bad time, so appreciate that. No stream tomorrow. We'll probably stream Thursday or Friday, depending on how my weekend schedule looks. And then we'll be back at it next week, probably Monday again. But I will see y'all later this week for another Pokemon Unite stream and some more race practice. Have a good night.